we have seen a lot of people in the comments bringing up Richard Sherman. So even though he wasn't on today's docket, we said, man, this is spicy. We got to talk about it. So we are going to give our reactions to it. All right. So for those that aren't aware, this is still playing out as we speak. The reports came out about 2 hours ago that Richard Sherman was arrested on charges of burglary, domestic violence. And he was it booked at 6 a.m. this morning and was denied bond. All right. So that was the initial thing. Then about an hour or two after that, Adam Schefter, I believe it's Adam Schefter, I want to say, who's tweeting out these reports. He also tweeted out that the police are also investigating him for, it looks like a hit and run incident that was taking place about an hour prior to him being arrested. So that's everything that's transpiring right now. But to give a little clarity on what the actual charge is that is currently going on right now, right? We don't know what it could grow into, but what is currently is just burglary, domestic violence, which essentially means that it was a domestic argument going on with him and either a family member, significant other, girlfriend. Either way, he had a disagreement going on with them, and he was trying to get back into the residence, but it wasn't his residence. So by him forcing his way in, that's where you get the burglary element of it versus it just being trespassing, right? Because he actually broke into the residence, and because it's a significant other, family member, somebody of direct relation like that, that's where you get the domestic violence attached to it. So it's not necessarily that he hit a female. We don't know that just yet. But the initial charge is just simply the burglary, domestic violence, which is him trying to force his way back into a residence that he doesn't live in with somebody that he's involved with. That's just the clarity of that situation right there. So him being denied bond also is a formality, because this is in Washington, I want to say right now, if I'm correct,
yeah.
Right? Washington State.
Yeah.
So what they said was essentially in Washington State also, if you're charged with anything domestic violence related, you're not going to receive a bond until you see the judge. And obviously him getting booked at 6 a.m, judge isn't there at that time. So that's the big reason why he was denied bond initially. So as this thing continues to play out, we'll give you an update if we get updates while the show is going on. But that's the situation going on with him. Very, very touch and go right now. I know he was somebody that we had talked about him being on our radar because the cornerback position. But yeah, this kind of changes things a little bit. Not a lot, but enough.
Yeah, you just got to see how everything plays out because, like you said, when did the initial report come out? 2 or 3 hours ago?
Like a couple hours ago, because this apparently happened
just new
last
information's
night.
coming out. 33 minutes ago, Adam Schefter tweeted something. Then 6 minutes before that, he tweeted something. So
yeah, it's very
you just got to wait
man.
for all the information to come out to really have some type of definitive reaction to it. There is also something that was said here, though, about the hit and run. It's not like he hit any cars, it seems. It says
it was a barricade,
damage
right?
to State Department of Transportation property. And, car struck a concrete barrier. Mm-hmm. So, that's kind of all the information that we have right now.
Yeah, so this is, like I said, it's interesting because if it just stays where it's at right now, not as bad, right? Compared to if it was a report where he actually had physical contact and hurt someone, that obviously changes everything.
Yeah, he'd probably be suspended.
Absolutely. So that's the part where we're all just kind of waiting, right? We're not going to pass judgment ahead of time. We know he's done something wrong at least, but we don't, in terms of the severity of it right now, not as bad, just based on the information that we have. But we'll continue to, monitor it and we'll see how it goes. But in terms of him coming here to Pittsburgh now, you definitely, you have to wait. Like, that changes a lot because we know, in terms of domestic violence, it's something that we don't tolerate. We're not a fan of it at all. And yeah, if it were that's not cool, but hopefully it's not. And it's, for me, I know it's a little bit weird because, like I said, I've interacted with Richard multiple times, seeing him in, these NFLPA meetings, man. He's actually the vice president of the PA's executive committee. It's a serious spot. High ranking. Never got that vibe from him. He always seemed like a person that's just in control, understanding the circumstances and typically thinks before he, reacts and stuff. So this to me was a little bit surprising because he just doesn't really follow his character.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. From everything I've heard in terms of his interviews and people talk about his Stanford pedigree, When the report came out, I was pretty surprised. But I guess we will have to see, because if it is one thing versus the other, the one thing that we're talking about right now, where it's just like, was it an argument? He's trying to break in the house. That's definitely less severe than
because
something that involves actual physical violence.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Not a good look either way, but it's still so early in this whole process that we just don't know.
I mean, Shefty's still tweeting out stuff probably as we speak right now. Like, so yeah, it's one of those things, man. Very unfortunate situation across the board, though, man.
Yeah. Do we have anything else? Because that's the thing. If we're talking about his NFL future, it's just like, okay, we gotta wait. We gotta wait.
Because I mean, it's no different. You think about the Deshaun Watson thing when that came out, like how the initial report was. And then we saw the big like bombshell with all these other people, you know, coming out. And then we saw it kind of die back down again. And now it's kind of just like in limbo, like what's really going on right now? We don't really know. But that's why when you don't have all the facts, when you don't know all the details, you don't just come up here and make these crazy statements. And that's what me and my dog Deke not going to do. We do it.
Yeah, we're trying to just stay low key.
Absolutely, man. You acknowledge it. We give a little bit of that, but you know, we'll wait and see with it, man.
Hold on. We do have some updates.
We got an update? Okay. What it says?
We got a few, actually. I got to read through this now. Let me...
Uh-oh. Breaking news.
Okay. We're good.
We got a Deke update.
So from where we last left off, here are some recent ones. Richard Sherman's wife, Ashley Moss, told Seattle Times he didn't harm anyone. My kids were not harmed in the incident. He's a good person, and this is not his character. We're doing all right. Just trying to get him out. I want people to know no one was injured. So she said that. There's one more tweet.
Yo, shout out to wifey for standing up for the homie.
Richard Sherman has not been formally charged. He cannot be until he appears in King County District Court.
Judge, right?
Which will not be until Thursday afternoon. Until then, Sherman will remain in King County Correctional Facility in Seattle.
Yeah,
so those are the two tweets that we did not have.
Yeah. So that's interesting news though right there, man. So it's definitely good to hear from the wife that it was no physical, you know, assault of anything going on with anybody. That's huge right there, man. That takes the level of seriousness down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because now we're looking more so at this could have been a neighbor calling and basically saying, hey, yo, man, just a little disturbance next door. Come check it out. I know some places, I'm not sure about Washington, but I do know when I was in New York with Buffalo, that was one of their policies that if they get called to domestic violence, somebody has to get arrested. Right or wrong, somebody got to go with them, though. Could be a case like that as well, man. So it is good, though, that the wife did come out there and speak very positively of him. Whew. So that's positive.
Yeah, definitely. And that's where the signs were pointing in some of the initial reports from Schefter. So that's how it's playing out right now. And hopefully,
very true, man.
Hopefully everything could work itself out then.
Yeah, but the nobody getting injured part was huge. We and like I said, we'll continue to monitor this because obviously this was a player that was on our radar that we talked about potentially coming here to help us out in the secondary. And he had obviously said on, I think it was with Stephen A, that he had interest in that he would, you know, he's open to it. So we'll obviously continue to monitor it, man. But that is very encouraging though to hear his wife say that as well. Not anybody else, his wife.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Definitely.
I like that right there, man. What we will do is this, man. We're gonna pay some bills.
Sure.
And the best way to do that is to talk about our good friends over at Manscaped. You know Manscaped, the leaders in below the waist grooming, right? I mean, the people that created the Lawnmower 4.0. I mean, we're talking about the originators of the Crop Reviver. I'm talking about the Ball Refresher. I mean, dude, they have everything that you need when it comes to your delicate twins that dangle. They have what you need. And when I think of the summer, as we're already in the heart of, right? It's July. You know when July is hot. In fact, sometimes people call it Big Deke energy. Others refer to it as hot guy summer. Okay? But whatever it is, you need to perform at a high level. And the best way to do that is to get the Performance Package 4.0. Has that Lawnmower 4.0 that we were talking about. You like Deke stash, right? Okay. You Manscaped has a light on it. You can't miss this thing, all right? You can't miss. I already talked about the Crop Reviver, the Ball Refresher, along with the super comfy Manscaped boxer briefs. And a cool little carrying bag. You can't go wrong with this thing, man. But more importantly, as we always say, Deke, if we're going to talk about a company, what's our rule? We said we got a rule, right? It's something like we got to be giving away promo. It's something like that, right?
Yeah.
We got
to be a good deal for all parties involved.
All parties, right? Not just us. Because if it's just us, that's selfish. So it's not just us. For all parties involved. So with that being said, we got a promo code, ladies and gentlemen. If you use the promo code MOATS, you receive 20% off along with free shipping. You can't beat that. Your delicate twins can't beat that. All of those areas that you might want to groom. Okay, we talk about that performance package. It has the weed whacker in there for them nostril hairs and those ear hairs. You cannot beat that. All right? Just make sure you check out Manscaped, man, and show them some love.